What is going on, Sports Game Vision world? You are now tuned into the sounds of the No Face Sports Show here at Sports Game Vision. I am your host, Hank. As you can see by the picture here, this is what we're talking about today: ungrateful, pink slips, and kayfabe. And as you can see from the graph here, our truth: Jeannie and LeBron drama with the Lakers, and of course Charles Barkley over there at ESPN with the Inside the NBA crew. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you're safe out there. I know it's going to be a winter madness out there for a lot of us throughout the country, but hope you're safe and get your food and your gas and all that good stuff and be safe out there and stay warm. But to get started, not going to keep you long on this sports show, Sports Game Vision here. We're going to talk about the Lakers drama over there. It was a report a couple days ago. ESPN came out with an article talking about the Lakers sale and the drama with the Bus family. And in the article was some talk about LeBron. And basically, the article explained things about Jeannie Buss frustrations with LeBron in clutch sports. And some of the things that were said in the article was that she was upset with LeBron's oversized ego. She felt clutch sport had too much control. She didn't like LeBron was the savior for the Lakers, or considered the savior for the Lakers. She said he lacked accountability over the Westbrook trade, and privately mused about not giving him a contract extension and even trading him. Also, she felt that he was not grateful that the Lakers drafted Bronny and with the second round pick, and begrudgingly gave him a contract extension because she felt it would be a PR hit for the Lakers. Now, this is pretty much said to be fact from the report. And LeBron has come out in response and said, he doesn't pay attention to the media like that. Reports, there'll be another report tomorrow. He, as you can see here, he says, I thought it was good, but somebody could see it a different way. For my thoughts on it, as far as him coming to the Lakers, he absolutely helped the Lakers come into to the Lakers in 2018, I believe, and they definitely were losing pretty badly after the Kobe era, the end of the Kobe era. They did have some young pieces that probably would have panned out some ways, and they also could have not panned out. I remember they had Jordan Clarkson and Zoe Ball. They had Josh Hart. Julius Randle was there. Who else was there? There's quite a few young guys there and a couple of veterans. But either way, it was going to take a while for them to get it together. LeBron came in with Clutch Sports and helped revitalize the franchise to winning, and they got a championship. Whether you like the championship or not, it's legitimate. It's an NBA title. It's a banner raised. It kind of unfortunate that they didn't get to have a parade and the fans there to celebrate, but it's still a championship. And she's saying he's ungrateful. It kind of seems like maybe the Lakers are a little ungrateful because there's not a guarantee that they don't win a championship again, because she's a bus, but she's not her dad or the other brothers. They didn't know he brought all those championships to the Lakers, not them. They are part of the family and they had to prove it. And obviously with LeBron coming there, she proved that it can be done. But without LeBron, we don't know. So in this case, it seems like a little bit of heat on both sides. There's always been rumblings about LeBron having his difficulties throughout Cleveland and Miami, but he's always delivered every spot he's went into. At this point in his career, I don't think it should be expected, but he's already delivered in this journey and this tenure here. And, it's kind of crazy that these conversations didn't happen privately and it happened publicly, because now it's causing tension in media, fanfare. You see, I'm talking about it is also being talked about across the whole country. It just seems like they could be going towards a divorce. We know that LeBron had to pick up his extension himself this year, player option, and they did not offer him a new contract. And we see he was out for quite a bit this off season. Sorry, the beginning of this season. It seems like, obviously an injury, but maybe took a little bit too long to come back because maybe he was fuming a little bit himself over the contract situation. And of course, the Anthony Davis trade, Luka being there, not to say that Luka's not a great player, but it's just, AD was his guy, Anthony Davis. And it also seems like Clutch may have been blindsided by that trade, really, especially with all these reports coming about what she said. Maybe it seems like they're trying to take control back. And as you know, Luka and his agency, with their his player management is coming into the Lakers and taking over. Even DeAndre Ayton is part of the same agency as Luka, so they're getting more different power inside of the Lakers structure. Plus, the sale of the Lakers protects Jeannie in a lot of ways, because now, if she felt like she owed Clutch and LeBron, now she doesn't, because it's a new ownership group that can do whatever they want, and she just kind of plays the boss, so to speak, assistant boss, right? She's not the owner anymore. But it's a crazy situation to see. We see that there's a meeting that's going to be set up soon so that LeBron and Clutch can clear the air with Jeannie Buss and the Lakers organization, and possibly, they'll see what the next move is. All intents and purposes, it looks like he's not going to be there next year, and we're already seeing reports that they're already seeing whether he would take a pay cut, and I don't know if he's going to do that. Maybe he does that to stay with the Lakers and finish, but yeah, it all seems like this is going to be a divorce, and it might get a little bit more messy, especially since Bronny is there and there's a few other Clutch Sports clients on the roster. So we'll see. It was crazy to see that article, and it came out about something that probably LeBron shouldn't have been involved in, but maybe this is a power play. It's all seemed like it's been a power play for ever since the Luka trade. And it probably was before that. If you really look at the timeline, the Lakers are taking back more of control and ending the Clutch Sports era and LeBron era. But let me know what you think about it. Comment section. And it's interesting to see that situation. Now we're going to transition here at this the No Face Sports Show, Sports Game Vision. And we're going to talk a little bit about Unreal and R-Truth and Triple H situation. I talked about this in a previous video a couple of episodes ago on the No Face Sports Show about Gunther and him retiring John Cena. And in there, I talked about how they misused R-Truth because, of course, R-Truth is part of the retirement tour with John Cena. But if you watch Unreal, it seems like it was a miscommunication. That's what is being presented as if it's a miscommunication of contracts. WWE didn't want to let him go, but the money was off. And I can see that in the sense of R-Truth is not a small star. He's a pretty big star in the company, and he's going to get paid for it. He has great tenure. He's working other companies. He's a multi-time champion across other companies, including WWE. So he's going to get a nice size pay. With the age, obviously, now they may not want to pay him that, and they want to usher in new talent. So maybe, again, just like we talked about LeBron, maybe they want to bring down the payment a little bit. Now, bring down the payment a little bit. But if you watch it, it almost seems like it's scripted. And I'm going to bring this here. WWE talent dispute. Triple H claimed that R-Truth return was part of the show. So that was earlier when they brought R-Truth back last year. That report came out that he said it was part of the show. Now, if you look at Unreal, go watch it. it kind of seems like even if R-Truth wasn't a part of the play, maybe WWE and Triple H did that on purpose because they knew Unreal was coming out. They were filming it. It's more content. And if you do think about it, it gives R-Truth another pop because when he came back in the match against, John Cena and Cody Rhodes, he got an immediate pop. It caused a lot of fanfare. I don't know if Triple H knew that it was going to get as much fanfare as it got from the release, so to speak, or firing of R-Truth, but it definitely got a big pop. And we know TKO wants big moments, and of course they're doing a scripted show or unscripted, Unreal for Netflix, and they need content, and this is definitely something that they can use a big moment for the company and for R-Truth. If you watch it, he gets very emotional. Road Dogg gets emotional. His friend and creative, obviously a former WWE superstar himself, and yeah, it seems real on R-Truth side. I don't know about on WWE side. It seems like it definitely may have been unreal the way they scripted it, and as you can see here, this is the picture that they took here for when he came back. You remember, I always looked at that picture like, dang, R-Truth looks like upset. But he was happy. And if you watch Unreal, he's definitely happy to be back. All the wrestlers were happy to see him. So definitely could be like that Seth Rollins situation, which is in Unreal as well. Maybe we'll talk about that on the show where he faked the injury. I was there at that Saturday night's main event, and it looked real when we found out it was unreal. It was, not, it wasn't a real injury. And maybe that this was a setup from WWE to create a big moment. R-Truth has a new contract. This will probably be his last one. But yeah, it's a crazy situation. I still don't think they utilize him enough. I thought that they could have made more of a storyline for him inside of WWE, especially when he came back that Raw, cut his hair, and he wanted to be called Ron Killers. They definitely could have made a character to run with. I know TV time is limited, so to speak. That's another reason why I do think, again, that they need to bring another brand back. You've got developmental. You don't want to make that a major. Raw and SmackDown is like WWF, WCW, so to speak, with the brand split. Bring back ECW as the third brand, or excuse me, WCW, or any of the other properties that they own. You saw they brought Evolve back as pretty much another developmental. You can bring back ECW, WCW. I think they own the AWA, and bring it as another brand. You can put other wrestlers on there and have more content. Obviously, they'd be able to sell another show. But people like R-Truth and some other wrestlers that are probably in catering and not doing anything can go there and perform weekly and have time to promote the company, extend their careers, win championships, and you got a third show to you know intermingle into Survivor Series and other shows that are going on throughout the year. I think that they have enough talent to do that. Rusev is out right now. LA Knight is out right now. A lot of people just sitting around and they could be working right now. You have other creative working on the other show. And of course, when you bring talent up from NXT, you can bring them right in there, call them up and evolve too if you feel they can jump steps. So that's my thoughts on that. It's crazy to see that I like getting worked. It might be a work shoot situation, unreal, but obviously as a fan of R-Truth, shout out to R-Truth. Hope he gets a good send off when it's time to actually retire. And obviously he's a fan favorite, and definitely want to see him get his flowers while he's there. But as we transition on to the last topic here, we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA again. And we're going to talk about Charles Barkley and ESPN. And he came out and said, we've complained. We've only been on ESPN 4 times in 3 months. Let me repeat that again. We've complained. We've only been on ESPN 4 times in 3 months. And as you can see, that's been true. You don't really get to see that show. as much, and you can kind of understand right away why. They do go after players. They do go after rules and regulations. They go after the NBA and the coaching and the referees. They give their honest opinion. Their entertainment, definitely. Kenny does break down things, but Shaq and Charles are entertainment. And the way that they talk about players, this man does not like. He's come out and he's already said it. And if he's been a clip this year about him sitting with the Prime crew on Amazon, how their show is really nice. Honestly, the is it Prime? It was Prime. No, it was excuse me. It was Peacock. So many shows. That's another um, problem. Is so many different apps and television stations to go watch these shows, and they of course you have to pay for them, so it's hard to watch. It's a complaint. I'm rambling, but it's hard to watch the games now. But either way, as you see it messed me up thinking about where he said this at. I believe it was on Peacock, NBC, and their studio is really nice. And they have a basketball court and they break down plays and give you more facts about the game. And that's something that Adam Silver has talked about previously throughout the last few years, especially before he signed that new deal with all these different platforms streaming, that he wanted to definitely have people talking about the game, teaching the game, and not being so disruptive with the league. And you can see it. I mean, just let's go back. Remember this? Remember this layoff? Look at a couple of the people that are on it. There's one person that's missing on this one, and that was Mark Jackson, and that's because he was let go right before this. And they got rid of a lot. ESPN was able to get rid of people that they probably didn't want to pay, but also people that probably ESPN came down or NFL, whoever else, weren't comfortable with. You see Jeff Van Gundy on there. Mark Jackson should be on there as well. And remember, during the games, they spoke their mind. And I definitely believe that the NBA did not like that. Of course, we got Adam Silver here, or you want to call him Adam Stern. A lot of people say he's not tough, man. He's got Charles and them sitting out, so they can't talk. Is it a play? Are they doing it purposely? I think that there is some behind the scenes things quieting them and saying, hey, you said you didn't want to work and you're talking bad about our league, so we're going to sit you down. We know that it's a popular show. We're not going to get rid of it, but we're going to sit you on the shelf for a little bit and let you think over your decisions. It's a boss play. It's a power move. Again, another power move. We just talked about the Lakers and their power move. We just talked about WWE and their power move. And now we're talking about the whole league and their power move, trying to clean up their product and so they can have it the way they want to. Now, obviously, people like myself or people that have bigger platforms can do what they want, but the closer that you get to getting to that top of the media, you definitely have to control what you say, especially now, because they don't want certain things said and they want to basically, I guess, like the NFL, you really don't hear a lot of negative talk from them. Can't tell you about the NHL. So, but honestly, I like a mixture. I do like Charles and them giving their mind, their peace of mind, their rightful thoughts, what they're really thinking instead of just a lot of fluff. Same thing went with Van Gundy and Jackson, Mark Jackson. They told the truth and how they really felt. Sometimes you do have to watch what you say, but sometimes you have to tell it like it is as well. And the fans do like that. But also teaching the game is also a great part of it. I love watching it. I'm sure everybody else does too. But having a mixture of people being able to talk about the game in an authentic way is also great. So that's what I got to say about that. I thought it was a boss move. I do think the league is definitely doing it on purpose. And ESPN, they're calling down. I don't know if you remember, the NFL called ESPN and canceled their TV show that they used to have about the professional football. Same thing, a boss move. We don't want the league to look a certain way, so you got to get rid of it. Otherwise, we're going to get rid of our programming. Music people do it the same way. Hey, I don't like this artist. I don't like this talk show host. If you don't get rid of it or quiet them, I'm going to pull my music. It happens all the time. Boss moves happening all throughout this conversation here I have with you guys today. But let me know what you think about it at the No Face Sports Show and Sports Game Vision. your host, Hank. We will be back again. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. And let's watch some sports. SmackDown, UFC, boxing, NBA is going to be on. College is killing it right now. The ladies and the men. A lot to talk about, guys. See you later. Peace.